Hello everyone, and hello all you puppets. Now listen, we've got a very exciting story today, so you all need to be really good, you need to stay in your seats and make sure you take some notes because I'm going to be asking questions at the end. Okay, let's get straight into it. Jesus had been preaching. He had been preaching all day and to many hundreds, if not thousands of people. By the time evening came, Jesus decided to go out across the lake to the other side. Now this was no small lake. It was large, it was deep, and like most other lakes, it was filled with water. Jesus and the other disciples got into a boat and set sail. Okay, so here comes our first question. Get ready everybody, and you at home. Have any of you ever been on a boat?
Yeah, I've been on one once.
Oh, that's good. Then Sarah, tell us a little bit more about it.
I went on a mini cruise.
Oh, wow. Lucky you. All was calm, and Jesus, after a long day, had drifted off to sleep at the back of the boat. As they were sailing across the lake, a massive storm came. The lake was no longer calm. Rain hammered against the boat. The waves rose higher and higher again. And then they kept getting higher and higher and higher until they were so tall and so powerful they came crashing over the side of the small boat. The boat twisted and it turned, it rocked and it shook. And then the worst thing happened. It started filling with water. Quicker and quicker. Still the rain kept pouring, still the thunder roaring, still the wind howling. And the disciples, they started to worry. Their small, ill-equipped boat was filling with water and fast. They tried everything they could to get it back into control, but it was too late. It was being pushed further and further out into the lake. They tried to get rid of as much water as they could and as fast as they could, but they still couldn't stop it until, as a last hope, they ran to the back of the boat and shook Jesus away. They shouted at him. They shouted over the wind, the waves, the thunder, and all the other noise, and they said, Master, carest thou not that we perish? In other words, why aren't you doing anything? We're sinking. Jesus, simply and very calmly, got up, walked to the front of the boat, and said 3 words, just 3 words. In the midst of all this chaos, the wind, the rain, and everything else. Just 3 words. I'll tell you what, let's see if any of you know them. Puppets, or even you at home. Do any of you have any ideas? Have we got a hand up? Oh, we've got a hand up. Yeah, come on, Finley, tell us the answer.
What about storming?
Oh, well, that might be something that we would say, but I'll tell you what, let's see what Jesus said, shall we? Jesus said, peace, be still. And straight away, as soon as he said those 3 words, the rain stopped, the lake calmed, the clouds parted, all was silent and peaceful, a bit like you might see on a postcard. Then Jesus says to his disciples, why are ye so fearful? How is it that ye have no faith? In other words, why were you scared? Didn't you trust me to take you to the other side of the lake safely? So let's have a look, shall we? What can we learn from this event? Well, the disciples were going along easily, perfectly, safely, and calmly until the storm came. Now in our lives, we might not be in a small boat on a lake with a massive storm around us. But we might have other problems, school, tests, friends, family, whatever it may be. And this is like our storm. The disciples tried to get to safety by themselves. Remember, these were all experts at sailing boats. Many were fishermen, so were used to storms. But even these experienced sailors could not handle this storm. And this is like us. There may be times where you can't understand what or why something is happening, or you can't get out of a situation by yourself. But then they turned to Jesus. Jesus is their last hope. And when they told Jesus what was happening, he simply said those three wonderful words, "Peace, be still." And the entire storm stopped, the lake was calm, and they got to the other side safely. Now, isn't that good? But you might say, well, I can't ask Jesus for help. But guess what? You can. Every single one of you people can ask Jesus for help. All you need to do is talk to Jesus, just like I'm talking to you. We call this prayer. I've done this many times, whether it's in school when I'm doing a test or don't understand something. I just say, Jesus, please help me. And wherever you are, no matter what the situation is, no matter how small it may seem, ask Jesus to help you, because sometimes he is the only one who can. Now, all of you seem to be listening very good, puppets, and you at home. So let's ask one more question, shall we? Who shall I pick? Who's got their hand up? Yeah, we'll ask you again, Sarah. Can anybody remember those three words that Jesus said?
Well, Finley said it was stop storming, but I think it was peace be calm, peace be still.
Well done, Sarah, you got that right. And so did you at home. Remember, come back next week to see the next episode and hear more about these amazing miracles that Jesus does.